Hi, this is Nayalla. Thank you so much for joining me again today. So, today I want to share with you how to get rid of the negative entities from your space, areas to focus on in terms of helping to clear them out, and also how to become spiritually stronger as well. So, like we mentioned before, the negative entities and the disembodied spirits, they may think that they are you because they may have been connected with you for so long, or they may have just lost their way and got confused that they actually think that they are you. So it could be very confusing for them to understand what is going on, just as much as it's probably confusing for you if you've got a negative entity attachment or a spirit attachment. So, what is really important is to connect with them and awaken them to the truth that they are not you and that they've got their own place to be and it's not attaching to you. And then we can remove them with various questioning and communicating with them and helping them to understand so that we can send them to the right place. And really just asking them as well, what are their intentions for you? Because, like I said, very, very often, this type of entity that we're speaking about right now won't have bad intentions. They've just got confused and lost. Whereas some, they know exactly what they're doing, and their intentions are to cipher energy. Their intentions are to manipulate. Their intentions are to, kind of control in a way. So it's really important to understand why they're there, what they're hoping to achieve, and finding out if they even realize that they're not you. So in that case, you also need to understand what is you and what isn't. So really getting to grips with your truth, what is true for you, and becoming the awareness then. And like we've mentioned before, thinking about what you have in common, what is that frequency match, how did they get in, what were they attracted to? Changing your frequency if possible to no longer be a frequency match like we've spoken about before. And creating a way then to get rid of them. So what I tend to do for these ones is helping them to connect with light as an example. So taking them right back to how they started, which was the spark of creation, which was light, helping them to recognize that as their truth, and then they realize that, oh, I'm in the wrong place. So in terms of your physical living space, they do tend to attach to cluttered spaces as well. So making sure that you have a clear out. So physically clearing out your space, your rooms, your home, and also energetically decluttering as well, letting go of anything in your energy field that no longer serves, that is weighing you down, that is heavy. Doing a mental declutter, so like we've mentioned in the past, letting go of any thoughts or beliefs or mental constructs that just are not serving you, they're not working, they're just not right, they're not healthy. And maybe even cleaning up any behaviors that you've got as well. And like we mentioned, clearing up your space is really important. So areas to focus on in terms of helping to clear them. So cleaning up and healing negative emotions, cleaning up and healing negative thoughts, especially those where we're overthinking those thought loops, clearing out victim mindset, giving power away to either the situation that you're in right now or a situation, listening to their voice and making that more dominant than your own. So that's really important, to not give that voice of theirs so much power. So really come back into your own and reclaim your voice and your power. And if there is demonic energy, or where you feel like you are being controlled by a demon, perhaps, what I found is really important is to drop the label. So dropping the demon label, dropping the demon label. And in doing so, we are then no longer giving power away to what we feel is more powerful than us. So anything outside of us that we are giving power to, such as if you think there is a demon that is controlling you and overpowering you, dropping that label, realizing that you are in control of your experience, that you can come back into your power, and that you can be in control of what goes on in your space, in your mind, and in your energy field. And then by doing so, we are then elevating disempowered states as a result, because the demonic energy will have you in a disempowered state. So by dropping that label, because it does tend to hold a certain amount of power, we're able then to get you from a disempowered state into a more of an empowered state. So clearing out trauma and wounds, healing auric holes, and also sealing portals, dark portals, is really important as well. If you have got any addictions going on, then it's really important to work on healing and recovering in terms of that. Reconnecting with your soul and becoming whole. So soul retrieval is really important as well. A really important area to focus on too. Healing isolation. So if you are feeling alone or feeling like you're isolated in general, then seeing what you can do to bring yourself out of isolation, dependent on the situation for company in your life. So codependency comes up quite often here, as well as a way of exploitation with these entities. We may feel like we have got this connection with this entity. It may have even been posing as a spirit guide, or a way shower, or even your friend. If you've been isolated for so long and all you've had to really speak to or hear as another voice is that entity, there could be codependency going on. So it's really important to let go of that codependency and form healthier relationships moving forward. If your heart is being closed as well, that heart center is being closed down, then it's really important to start opening up that heart and start connecting with the frequency of true love again as well. And also, like we've mentioned before, focusing on your fears and letting go of fears as much as possible is really important too. So, how to become spiritually stronger. So, it's really important when we've got these negative entities and attachments to not bring the fight, so to speak, not bring so much fire where I want to destroy you, I want to kill you, or that type of energy does not work. Absolutely defend, absolutely come into your power, absolutely set boundaries, and also stay in the now. If you start retaliating, then that energy will just feed, that entity will just feed off that energy. That energy of retaliation will feed that entity. It will get stronger. It will also maybe even start playing around with your feelings and your emotions. I know it can be really frustrating if you've been dealing with this entity for a long, long time and you feel like it's wrecked your life, you feel like it's destroying everything, that you can't get a break, that you can't do what you want to do, and you just want rid of it. But like I said, if you bring that energy of wanting to destroy it, wanting to kill it perhaps, it it will just manipulate the situation. So, like I said, absolutely defend your space, absolutely come into your power, absolutely set boundaries. And it's also really important to stay in the now as much as possible because it will manipulate your past experiences. It will try and get you back into a place of distress or into perhaps a place where you was either in depression or anxiety or just not feeling good in general. It will remind you of that and try and get you to go back. So staying in the now is super important as well. Don't do things that cause intentional suffering to others. That is really important. That is another entry point for these negative entities and attachments. So if you live the best way that you possibly can, where you're doing as little harm or no harm, definitely not causing intentional suffering to others, then that is how you stay strong spiritually, and that's how you help to protect yourself. And sometimes we have done things in past lives that have created an entry point, so we may have entities that have been with us for more than one lifetime as well. But whatever we can do in this lifetime to clean up and heal will help to let go once and for all of these attachments and these negative entities, and the maybe even the spirit as well, like the spirit attachments. So choose the light of self, choose the light of truth over the power of others. So sometimes we give our power away to others. We look to them to what the truth is rather than connecting with what our truth is. So when we are connected with our own light, like we said, we're all birthed from this spark of creation. When we connect with our spark of creation within us, when we connect with our spiritual truth, when we connect with our spiritual power, that also helps us to stay spiritually strong. It's also really important that we do not violate free will. If we at any point have been in violation of free will, then that is another entry point, and that also weakens ourselves spiritually. It's also really important to have faith in something greater than yourself. So understanding that we are part of a bigger picture and that we are here to create something better as well, and having faith in the bigger picture as well. That we are of importance, our life is important, and it's all part of a bigger picture. It's all going to help you to stay spiritually strong. And when you are able to tap into that, you are helping then to protect yourself from these negative attachments, these negative entities, and these spirit attachments as well. So that's all I want to share with you today. So thank you so much for joining me, and